Joe Klein, who is a writer for Time magazine, recently wrote a piece about the importance of public service when the community comes together to help in disaster relief. And he was specifically addressing the tornado that occurred in Oklahoma last month. And he said something that angered a lot of atheists, understandably so. He said the following: "But there was an occupying army of relief workers led by local first responders, exhausted but still humping it a week after the storm." Humping it is not the right word.
Yeah.
I wouldn't use that word in this context. I don't know.
It does mean working, but it's an odd choice.
It is an odd choice, okay.
Yeah.
Still humping it a week after the storm. Church groups from all over the country. Funny how you don't see organized groups of secular humanists giving out hot meals. And there in the middle of it all, with a purposeful military swagger, were the volunteers from Team Rubicon. So I don't know why there was this unnecessary jab at atheists, but A, it was unnecessary, and B, it was entirely inaccurate.
Yeah.
And I will share why it was inaccurate in just a minute, but I want to get John's thoughts first.
My first thought is screw Joe Klein. I'm not entirely familiar with Team Rubicon, but why were they purposefully swaggering like they were in the military? That seems like an odd thing. Can we bring up the last graphic just for a second? Because I think it's actually mislabeled. If you could just, any of them, the first, the second. It says Joe Klein journalist. That's an odd label for him. Maybe mediocre journalist at best, because he did not look, he made this assertion, casting aspersions on possibly something like 20-25% of the population of this country, without doing any research whatsoever to find out if this ridiculous thing he's saying was actually true. And so you're going to show now how that it wasn't true.
Yeah, so there are a number of graphics proving him wrong. Let's go to the first one. More than 4,300 people donated more than $120,000 for the family of Rebecca Vitzman. She promised to donate to charity whatever money she doesn't need. And for those of you who aren't familiar with Vitzman, she was the woman who was in a viral video with Wolf Blitzer. She was unfortunately a victim of the tornado, and Wolf Blitzer was asking her questions about it, and he kept asking her, "Did you pray to God?" And she was like, I'm actually an atheist, so I don't pray to God, but I don't blame others who did pray to God.
Yeah.
And the atheist community came together and they donated a significant amount of money to her so she can rebuild her home. A few other examples. Foundation Beyond Belief raised over $45,000 for Operation USA and the Regional Food Bank of Oklahoma. Atheist Giving Aid raised over $18,000 that will be given to local relief groups in Moore, Oklahoma, and directly to families that need help. Members of Free Oklahoma Atheist Group helped families who needed wreckage removed from their property. Local atheist groups such as Oklahoma Atheists, Atheist Community of Tulsa, and Lawton Area Secular Society, Norman Naturalism Group, and the Oklahoma State Secular Organization have organized volunteers, resources, and blood drives. So there's a lot of secularists coming together, trying to help people who are victims of these natural disasters. And I think that it was very irresponsible of Joe Klein to make that assertion in his piece. I mean, atheists already get attacked when they shouldn't be attacked. And another thing that I just want to mention, yes, church groups go to these events, events is not the right word, but church groups go to these relief efforts and disasters, and usually they will have like t-shirts or something promoting the church that they come from. But atheists and secularists don't do that. They don't go to events with like shirts that say, "Hey, I'm an atheist, what's going on?" They just go there because they genuinely want to help. They don't want to be labeled as something.
Not as their standard operating procedure. Like, we're going to do good, but this is also a great recruiting opportunity.
Exactly.
Like, I'm not saying that some of these groups didn't have t-shirts or whatever, but that's why it was more difficult to identify those groups. But yeah, so we had this long list of charities, donation drives, and things like that. In Joe Klein's defense, it would have taken minutes of Googling to track down this information. And so I already referenced that I don't think he's much of a journalist for attacking atheists in this way. You know who is a journalist? Is Radley Balco, who compiled all this information for us. So good job, Radley. But anyway, so it sucks that he felt the need to use this terrible tragedy to attack atheists, but don't mistake why he's doing it. The list of socially acceptable groups, the groups that it's socially acceptable to attack in America, is becoming a shorter list every year, and that's progress. But for whatever reason, atheists are still on that group. It's still easy to label them as outsiders, and people will support you for that. I hope that will change in the future. I think that we are moving in that direction. But as an atheist, I hate that it's so easy to do this sort of stuff.
It is easy, but I think it's becoming increasingly difficult because now when you attack atheists, there are these organizations and groups of people that come after you. And I kind of like it. Yeah, I mean, I think that, this assumption that atheists have no morality is a ridiculous one. Morality is not something that you only get from religion. It's something that you figure out for yourself. Being a good person is not necessarily something that religion teaches you.
The golden rule existed long before it was included in some form in the Bible.
Yeah.